Danielle Summers, and I'm so happy that you're watching this video. So today we have a cozy video, and the title of this video, I'm sure you've already seen it, Simple Rhythms as a Stay-at-Home Mom, that are very practical in all reality. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a 2-year-old, which is so crazy to say, and I'm pregnant with my second. She is due December 24th, Christmas Eve. So we are very much preparing for 2 babies, but I'm so happy that through the past 2 years, I've started to kind of figure out some rhythms that really help our family and really help my son and I during the day when my husband is at work. So the first thing is grocery store pickups once a week. When Trip was first born, I would go to the grocery store and with him, and I still like doing that because he gets social interaction and it's really fun for him and whatnot. But as he started getting older, I realized that I would forget things or he would get antsy, and so I'd have to leave in the middle of the grocery shopping, or I would overspend because I would get too much. And so it was just like this big undertaking, it felt like, and something that really just simplified life really was we'd use Kroger, like a Kroger pickup. And I know a lot of people do like delivery, but I don't like having to spend extra money for it to be delivered to my house. So I don't mind just going with my son, going to pick up our groceries, and it's kind of a fun little outing too. There's a playground right by it, so we can go to the playground and pick up the orders. And it's just a really good rhythm that we have in place. Now, not to say that we don't do quick little grocery runs if we forget something, but those big grocery hauls that we do once a week, I've just found doing a pickup order to make life so much easier. The second rhythm I found that is super helpful is prepping any little dessert, any little snack, sourdough on Sundays. So we are a Christian household, and so on Sundays we take our Sabbath. So usually what we'll do is we'll do from like the time Trip goes to bed on Saturday night to the time Trip goes to bed on Sunday night, and we just found that rhythm to be super helpful for our family. And so on Sunday evenings after Trip goes down, that's when I kind of prep the house for the week and prep food. And so I found that having just on the go muffins, on the go sourdough bread that I can just toast, throw some butter on for him is super helpful, and it always just makes the week so much more smooth, always super yummy. The third thing is waking up before my son wakes up, and I'm sure if you're a mom you've heard this so many times, but it's so true that even 10 minutes before your child wakes up is so helpful just to get your mind ready for the day. That way you're not waking up with them. Now, don't get it twisted. I know sometimes mamas have to sleep in, and when you get that extra rest, it is needed. But for the majority of the time, if you can be disciplined to wake up before your child wakes up, and just wake up at a set time every day. I found that 6 a.m. is really a sweet spot for me. Now, does that happen every morning? No, absolutely not. But do I strive to make it happen at 6 a.m.? Yes, because my days are just so much better in the morning. And so what that looks like for me is I do my quiet time, and then also added bonus is if you can get ready. That is like, if you can get your quiet time in and you can get ready, your day is going to be amazing. Trust me on that. And then if also you can start breakfast, like do those 3 things, it's just incredible. I've honestly thought about waking up 2 hours before my child wakes up, but that's just a little bit of an overachiever thing that I'm not ready to overachieve in, you know what I mean? So 1 hour it is, and that has been a sweet spot for us. Okay, the fourth thing has to do with cleaning. And so I remember when Trip was before Trip was born, my son, that's his name, Trip. Before Trip was born, the house was always spotless. I had the dishes always done, laundry was always done, because I was just a stay-at-home wife. I did work part-time, but I worked remotely, so it was really easy to keep the house in order. And quickly I realized once he was born that is just really hard to do with a baby, because you're at their beck and call for naps. If they wake up, you start a task and you need to stop a task, you don't finish it. And so there's just a lot of chaos and commotion as it relates to house chores. And so I really streamlined this down to something so simple and easy in my brain. And I feel like even if you're a working mom, this can apply to you. So I have 3 chores at the top of my mind every day, morning and night. So I have morning chores and evening chores for myself. And my morning chores are dishes, laundry, vacuum. And my evening chores are dishes, laundry, vacuum. And if I get those 3 things done during the day, I feel so accomplished. I don't care that the bathrooms aren't clean. I don't care that there's dust on the windowsill, because I've found that those things that are extra naturally come about when they just start to bother me. When I'm like, okay, I really need to dust that, I'll find time to do that. But I need to make it a priority to have those 3 things cleaned, because those really make our house feel nice, feel put together, and things like that. So having that checklist in my mind has been super helpful. And also now it's just part of our everyday routine. Greg is on it. Greg will help at night. Trip will help as well. And that kind of leads me into my 5th point, is bins are sitting down play. So Trip is a very, very busy baby. And I love that about him. And it is so much fun. And he is just full of life and full of energy when I'm trying to do those chores when he's up, especially in the morning, because at night I have Greg to help me. But in the morning, I found it really difficult to just even complete those 3 things. And so what that looks like for us now, and what I found super helpful, I read in this book one time that even toddlers 2, 3, I'm not sure about 4, but 2 and 3-year-olds, they like time where they are sitting down and almost constricted in a way. And not constricted sounds so intense, but what I mean is he's in the high chair, he's playing with something. And for him, I'll just give examples. For him, that looks like Play-Doh, or that looks like a sensory bin, or that looks like painting, something where he's just sitting down, he's calm, he's preoccupied, and he's not moving around all the time, because he is moving around 99% of the time that he's up. So just having 1%, 5% of the time where he's sitting down, he's playing, he's entertaining himself, while I get to do those other things, has been super, super helpful. And it might last for a minute or 2 minutes when you first start, but your child will begin. I've seen personally firsthand, because I was like, there's no way that works, but I've seen firsthand how Trip has learned to love that time of just being a little bit constricted. And I also have done bins. I know this is something else that a lot of people do, is like they'll have bins for each day of the week. And so they can go through those bins in their own quiet time as well, whether seated or not. But I have found that Trip really does love Play-Doh. Like, that's his go-to. It's like he can play with Play-Doh for like an hour, just so content in his high chair. And so usually it's not that long, but that is like his thing. Like, I've tried the bins and they're great, but for him, it's just finding that 1 or 2 things. It's like Play-Doh and painting that can really just satisfy him for a long time. The 6th one is following a loose schedule, but having it be structured. And so as a stay-at-home mom, a lot of things are scheduled around nap time, but as your child gets older, nap time becomes less and less. And so there is more time in the day for you to do things. And so I know a lot of people will have their kids in like a half-day program, like once or twice or 3 times a week starting at like 2 years old. For Trip, he's not. He's home with me all day, every day during the week. And so we had a lot of time on our hands. I didn't want to rely on TV to fill up our time. I really wanted to be intentional with our time, but in a way that was 1, fun for him, and 2, felt easy, if that makes sense, and didn't feel like I was at my wit's end at every moment of the day. And so having just a loose schedule, I say loose because I know how, if you're type A, if you vary off from that schedule, it can feel frustrating. But I've learned that in parenthood, in motherhood, there's just so much grace and giving grace for your day, and often the interruptions are godly interruptions and they're holy interruptions, and so using those moments as a beautiful thing instead of like, oh my gosh, this wasn't how today was supposed to go. So anyway, I will put the schedule here that we use, and I just got a schedule off of, it was like honestly like a school schedule off of Canva, but then I just tailored it to what works for us in our day. And then the last thing is to not over plan and not over calendar your life. This isn't just for stay-at-home mom life. I feel like this is just for marriage, for family in general. Having time where you can have nothing on your calendar and just truly enjoy your home, enjoy outside, enjoy your neighbors, enjoy the Lord, and not filling your schedule so much to the brim where you feel so busy. And I feel like busy in our culture right now is so glorified, and it's like, oh, I'm so busy. You'll hear people say that all the time, and I live by, if you are too busy, you're too busy. And I think kids nowadays can feel that as well, and obviously as you get more children it gets a little bit more difficult with just different needs and things like that, but you as the parent really have the opportunity to rein back their schedule and also not over schedule or over plan your kids, because there's so much joy that they have in their everyday routines and their everyday people that they see when they go on walks or things like that. And it really is just so special when you can just take a step back and enjoy life, and then in turn it just provides peace and joy for your kids as well. Greg and I have a shared calendar on our phone, but then also I will put a calendar up. It's in our kitchen right now, which is kind of like a funny place for it to be, but it just like works because we have this like empty space, and it just, everyone has eyes on it, everyone knows what's going on. It's very much streamlined, it's not fancy whatsoever. Also, it's a great way to just like look ahead, and if things come up, it gives you an easier opportunity to say no. I'm like super weird about like the week after we travel that we don't do anything. Like friends will reach out and ask if we can do like a play date or hang out after we get back from a trip, and I'm really doing nothing, but I just know for me and for Trip that we just need that time at home where we kind of get back into the rhythm of things. And so just saying no is like very powerful, and having that calendar in front of you can really help with that. Okay, so I say all of that to say I am by no means the perfect stay-at-home mom, and I have days where I don't get any of this done, but I have found that these 7 practices, if you will, have really helped me in my journey in motherhood and helped me just have peace in the home. And when I have peace, then I feel like we set the tone as moms in our household for our husband, for our children, and just having a clean and orderly house, but also just peace is super, super important. So I would love to hear what you do if you're a stay-at-home mom, or even if you are a work from home mom or a working mom. What are some practices that you guys do that help you in your everyday life, whether that helps you, your husband, or even your kids? And so I would love to hear what you do. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe to see more videos like this, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. All right, love you guys.